There's my beloved Benwell bar. God bless their souls. So we're gonna go into creepy Gill Street. Gill Street used to be a nice street. It was like a strip of good street. And all the other streets up there were warried as well at one time, but they're just as bad as your gardens, you know. Right. There's Benwell Flats. My nana and granddad lived in them flats. Lived and died. Well, my granddad did. Oh, bless. Number 55. I used to always look up a counter. I loved going there. I used to always fall asleep. One place I felt safe was at my granddad's. My nana and granddad's. I had trouble sleeping a lot back then. Staying that much shade. The police are always looking for us, not knowing what the police were looking for us for. And just loads of shite, really. Someone else with a big muzzle dog. Check that as well. Oh, it's a mastiff. It's a mastiff. Benwell Flats. Still nice living in there, like good flats, yeah. I know, the lifts didn't smell of piss and all that. Come on. It's just, he sees a dog, he's a kid, that's a mad one. You cannot socialise them with dogs. Female dogs you can, but not these. So walking onto you, onto Gill Street. So this is the famous Gill Street. What you see on pads. Documentary. The camera at the bottom. Aye. Come on, big lad. Come on. He gets hard work when he sees other dogs. Not as bad as what Hooch was. Aye. Gill Street. Oh, is that a police van? The 5, oh yeah. Oh, let's walk through. Oh, wait. Oh, someone's getting nicked. Street. Yeah, look. Police van. Stopping. There's a police van there as well. Oh, sorry, mate. Come here, big boy. Aye, so the skullduggery up here. The police are gonna be interested in what I'm doing. I'll just be nice and polite. Don't cause any problems, you know. They're not interested in me. Can you hear sirens? So we're going down to Condy Road, right? Then we've just been called down over here then. I'm not taking off. Aye. Oh. Come on, big boy. The police are in force tonight. We're going on to the Condy Road. Oh, come on. Howie. Come on. Howie. Come on, big lad. Howie. Ah, well, I've just talked rubbish, isn't it? Well, we're going on Benwell, and I'll hang about on Benwell for a bit. I'll just cut the footage a bit and break the video down, because obviously loads of boring parts in this. I don't like boring. I haven't really talked much, you see, but I'm just getting back into the videos. There's that busy van going down Condy Road. They're in force, like. Aye, we'll see any blue lights on Benwell. But like I say, the best time to film runs here, where you're more likely to see anything, is 3, 4 in the morning, especially on the summertime, and nights like this, because it's clear skies. And if it's not too cold, and the mad dogs from all areas are on road and not locked up. Oh, what's going on here? Come here, big lad. Get some dodgy looks off people, like. Aye. We're going up the Condy Road, because this is where I ended part 1, sorry. Come here. Right. Benwell's deed. Deed is a doornail. When I'm out and about, it's all good. But what we'll do is I can't do to wear Mary Bell. The story is about Mary Bell, try and talk about that. Find out some more information before I do it. Talk about it properly. Because that happened on me, where my family lived and all that, you know, where Stockswood and members of my family were kids and were part of the kids who got questioned about what was going on in that, you know, because I thought it was the laddies who had done it. And because members of my family had told their parents lies, because they were in the police lies, because they were somewhere where they weren't supposed to be, like doing on a bottom road, on a bottom track. I'll get the proper name for it, what they called it back then. I'm gonna have a tab. See if I can get any good footage of crazy police car going along Benwell. Aye, but when I was on the run, yes. Is that Chinese there? Yeah. Peter Wongs. That's what they called it back then, Peter Wongs. You knew what I was and everything. I was stood in there, getting it Chinese. The telly's on, and my big face comes on the telly and everything. Didn't blink an eyelid. Just, Stephen, you alright, son? Crazy. Didn't have I should see stuff like that. But it is what it is. That was what was going on. It was my area, wasn't it? But I had a lot of scatters along this road. I mean, and I'm not the only one who's had scatters along this road, you know. But the practice was, if it was 3 o'clock in the morning, right, you could go through red lights at the wrong side of the road and everything was great. 3 o'clock in the morning, you couldn't do that, like. You gotta be able to maybe, I'm not saying, but like, you couldn't do it during the day and stuff like that. No. I wonder what time it is. And now there's a lot of people from different countries live around here now. But it's still got a good feel about it. It really has. A lot more people have got cars. Nice ones as well. Oh, if I wait long enough, I definitely will see a blue light like here we can. Told you. Yeah, we're gone. Coming, heard a siren. Speed what are coming. Sounds like an ambulance. Well, the busies were snipping the boot before there, and they were parked up on. Sounds like there's a few of them. Yeah, we're gone. What is it? It's an ambulance. I wonder where the bad boys are going. Aye, they weren't allowed along there. They weren't allowed along there, when the Tyneside riots were going. Well, the kids wouldn't allow them. There was hundreds, man. Hundreds and hundreds of kids. When you see the footage, Elsick and all that was lightweight compared to Scotchy. Gotta say though, the villains along there weren't lightweight. So I hang about, see if there's any more. Remember, I was walking along Buddle Road and there was this lunatic flying by on a big scrambler, big 550 scrambler with a helmet on. And every time he come past me, he slowed right down, called us a Raji. So what did I do? I went and got a building brick and waited for him coming along again. So when he slowed down again, I was going to hoil the brick at him. And he stopped and said, "Whoa, what you doing?" And it was Glover. He says, "Where you going?" I says, "I'm going to Adelaide for a drink." He says, "Jump on, I'll take you up." I'm stupid for getting on the back of a motorbike with Davy Glover, I tell you what. Was I not? Took us for a joyride right away around the whole of the West End, all the way along up and down here, all the way up the West Road, all the way along Buddle Road, Rye Hill, Critters Park, and then he come up here, come flying along this Benwell, and doing these traffic lights here, and doing on Archie Road, and like, before we get on the Archie Road, there's a set of traffic lights. Glover, as usual, wrong side the road, red lights, we got clipped off a car. And I never had a helmet on and out. And honestly, this was one of the most luckiest things. Well, I would say very lucky. Well, Glover come flying up this bike. Hey, I'm on top of Glover, and we're bouncing down this hill. Glover skidding, honestly. I was on top of Glover, knocked a scratch on us. We're about 100 yards away from the pike. Glover's knocked out. Proper, honestly, scratches on him were unbelievable on his legs and that, right? But aye, and one of the lads from Scotchy had seen what happened and picked Glover up and took him in. Aye, I was very lucky, me. Not a scratch on us. I was on the back, knee helmets, clipped, got no red light. Oh, full throttle, you know, I can't do that hill, honestly. It was mad, Glover. Boom, straight off it. Glover was very lucky, no need broken bones. Just skidded all the way through. Good 100 yards. Whoa, there's that police van. Probably gone to the scene of the fire engine along Scotchy. But if I hang about sharp a bit, it'll be alright, man. Oh, that's a creepy graveyard, that. Used to be glow snippers in that when I was a bairn. Ooh. Hated glow snippers. Them glowies with the bloody crosses on the head. On the foreheads. Skinheads with big Dr. Martens on and all that. Oh, they just terrified me. And when I seen them glow sniffing, doing on the bottom track in the Black Tunnel and at the back of Scotchy Sports Centre, terrified to live in daylight always. Them big horrible glue bags in their hands. Oh. Aye, because glow sniffing was a big thing in the 80s. I'm surprised nobody's beat the horn house. Really am. Hang about long enough, we'll get busies. We'll get blue light busies. Yeah, we're gone. I can hear sirens again. If the police sirens, it means that the fire engines are getting bricked and Scotchy. I mean, I've seen some videos of the joyriders in Ireland and all that. In the Irish, or they do what we used to do in the 80s. The 80s and the early 90s. I suppose he just carried on doing it. We couldn't, because we ended up with helicopters and police cameras all over the streets and tracker planes and all sorts of... Couldn't do it anymore. Get away from a busy and a car's hard work now. But it was a common thing when I was a bairn to be able to steal cars and joyride them. So you know, I've not killed a car for a long time. But I killed plenty when I was younger. Learn how to drive by killing them, you know, how far you can push the car. Doing donuts, reversers, handbrake turns. But the lads were, some of the lads were like, honest to God, they were really good at doing it, like. Really good at doing it. Much better drivers than me. But I could take a police scatter. And I wouldn't panic if I had a busy behind us. Even if I had like nobody in the car. Nobody in the car. Never drugs. I was never a drug dealer, ever. Quite proud of that. Aye. But I could take a scatter on the road and no bother. Wouldn't panic when the busies. I mean, when you're in a hoisty car, right, and the busy comes behind you with a blue light. The first time that happens to you, and you're driving the car, it's fucking So you've got to get used to just being in a stolen car while you've got a blue light, like a passenger. You've got to get used to it like that first, you know, so you didn't panic and get yourself caught and end up killing yourself and stuff like that. So that's how I got familiar with busy getting chased off busies and cars and stuff and all that, because it was a common thing here over here, you know. Really common, and everybody, the whole community loved it, but it got out of hand, you see. It got out of hand, and then we had the Tyneside riots, and then you couldn't, you know, just, the community got sick of it. People ended up dying, stuff like that. It was terrible. But that was the era of the armed robbers and stuff like that, and the burglars back then. Easily doing. Oh. Alright, big lad. Yeah? Aye. You know I'm another tab. I'm starting about. But it's good that I just get left alone and jamming. This. I get myself a GoPro, right, and then I got on some mad areas at mad times, right. But you need a GoPro. I need a GoPro because I didn't want now just in case. I mean, it's alright walking under my phone and the camera like this, you know, but that can get smashed and stuff and all that. But if I've got a GoPro on, that'll carry on recording and capturing exactly what's going on, in case I get hurt and out like that, you know what I mean? Which I doubt I will. But you do meet weirdos on some of these grafters paths and all that, you know what I mean? So, especially at dodgy times. But with me, with me dog, because I'll bring me other dog with us as well. So I've got a lurcher. She's beautiful. She's a proper hound dog. Oh, she's beautiful, man. She really is. She's a deer hound. I didn't run on out like that. But they're good dogs. Throw them together. My Akita and my lurcher together. My lurcher's nearly the size of my Akita. And my Akita's a canny size. But my lurcher is a big lurcher. She's big for a female as well, man. Ruby, her name is. Beautiful. Gotta get out walking again. Like I say, I only take them in the backfield. Oh, you know, they get walked in the backfield. And it's not good for them just taking them there all the time. Gotta get them on the concrete as well. Easily a doing. Put me on that camera on. He's Leah doing. Hey son. boy, big boy. Oh, big boy. Big boy. Huh? Oh no, big lad. See if I can get a good shot of you, lang, yeah. Aye. Now you can hear his claws there, you see. His nails. Yeah, big lad. Brilliant dog. Brilliant dog. He really is. Brilliant guard dogs. Great family dogs. Great with kids, him. Great with kids. And with strangers and that as well. You know, any strangers and that, you let them stroke them. But if you're shooting and balling or aggressive or out like that, you know, he will protect the owner. You know, but if you are not shooting and balling out like that, you let you stroke him. You want to stroke up, he's a good dog. Just that breed, that's what I like. I like that way. Any owner of a kid, I'll tell you, they protect the owners, these dogs. And they didn't bark for any reason. Every time he's barked, there's been a human there. He's been barking at a human. I armed up, barked in the garden. I got out and now there's a human being, there's someone out there. Straight away. Me lurcher barks all the time when out, but he doesn't. I hear the both of them barking, and then I know there's something bad. And there's the war little Ruby, war little Bella. I'll introduce war little Bella and Ruby. Yes, big boy. Aye, big lad. Do the camera, mate. Oh, it's alright, he's dead friendly and I'll keep a hold of him, yeah, so we can get by. I'll keep a hold of him, he's alright, I'm sorry. It's alright, he's not a vicious dog. He just looks scared. No. Oh, no, big lad. Let us in. Yeah? Oh, I know. I know. Yeah? Good dog, aren't you? Just so you can see the size of his head, mate. Alright. I'll get up. Oh. He's snatching me phone, I can't get up and chase that brother. He's alright. Ah, he's alright. Good. so it's all. We had another sale, but it's coming down this way. But it's just the old mind, you know. On Benwell for 2 hours. I'm not bumped into anybody. Right, everyone, I think we'll just call it a night. Start I'll give it another 5 minutes. Put this camera to. There we go. I guess should have it like that. Aye, that's all it is. See what the trick is, because I'm got my arms on the railings. I need someone to drive by in the car. The way to snatch my camera out of my hand. Nah, because I've been here a while and get clocked. Oh, look at that lad, he stood with a camera. What's he filming? Who does he think he is? And then they'll try and chow out my hands for a frisk. You see which way the police camera's pointed first. So Benwell's deed, didn't it? You see, come here at this time at night, you see the blue lights and that, and a few busies flying about and all that. But it's the night time. It's the hours in the morning that you come to. The 2s, the 3s, the 4s. That's when you see the blue lights and the scatters happening. More so in the summer. Because they like to party in the summer, you see. So the partying, you know, when it's hot and all, that partying on the streets and that. And they need the lowy. The mad dogs go out on the streets and they start robbing. Oh yeah, has this fire engine come back? God, it is shot. Weird. That's the first one. Mustn't have been that big of a fire. Maybe it's just one fire engine and deal with it. Let me hat. Should have brought me hat. It's starting to get a bit cold. There's the second fire engine. I mean, how disgraceful is it? I mean, there was riots going on at the time, bricking the fire service. See, I've got loads of things to talk about and that, but I want to make proper videos about all that. This is just street stuff, and things will come back to this and I'll get more comfortable talking about stuff, you know, as time goes by, and I'll get, like, I can talk about some of the burglary, and I burgled the bingo, and my 2 pals got lifted, and I got away, and stuff like that, but I didn't think people would be interested in stuff like that, man. They want to hear about who got shot where and stuff like that. But there's victims involved and stuff and that. I even feel sorry about talking about Mary Bell. But I will, and we'll go down to that place and we'll deal talks about these things. Alright, so I'll take you down to the Granger. I'll take you down to the old hall, the old hall. I've got a story about the old hall social club. I got a notice scanner then. Aye, I've got a few tales to tell. I've got a tale to tell about the couple of pubs along Scotchwood. We kind of talk about some stuff, not properly. But nobody ever got hurt in my crimes, apart from one, which was the obvious. But nobody ever got hurt in my crimes. That's no excuses. Still terrified, done bad things and all that. Aye. And what traumatises us about my past, I gotta say, right, is how extreme things were. The extremes I went to commit crime. And a lot of the time I wasn't getting hundreds of thousands of pounds, only getting a couple of grand and all that, you know. A few £1,000. Sometimes I got 16. But there was never any 100 grand out like that. And I was young, and I was just starting out, I was just learning how to do these things. I mean, I'd been like just popping shutters on Benwell here, Macy's Amusements, just there. I was just there, pop the shutters and just put the door in, and bells blazing, just take a van and put it in a van and drive away, and that was just for fun. To be a criminal, being criminalised, and we just done that for fun. I used to go grafting, I'd have 500 quid in my pocket in case I got nicked in an ounce of dough. 500 quid for me spends. Huh? Just because we had money, we didn't stop going to graft back then. No, we didn't. No, we had thousands of pounds, we still went to graft that next morning. We didn't go on a drink and drink it all and all that sort of thing, no. We did waste our money, but it wasn't on alcohol and drugs and stuff. Aye. But that was the buzz. It was the buzz. I mean, across there, down there, you can see it. Little. Well, there used to be Prestos there. I used to burgle that every week, just for fun. It was being on the roofs of the buildings, you see, and getting the building deed. Because you could get the building's deed of alarms back then, right? And the buzz of being in a supermarket in the middle of the night, and the whole place is deed. Oh, you've got half of it deed because you've speared some of the sensors up. Oh, you're creeping it. So you're creeping all the sensors. Because you could creep sensors back then and everything. It was wicked. You'd spear the sensors up so they wouldn't function. So you'd breach the building. Set off all the alarms, right? But you'd been in the building the day before, so you know where all the sensors were. And in the middle of the night, when you breach it, setting off all alarms, you spray the sensors, right? And the key holder would come out. It would be even better if you could get in and they couldn't see any forced entry. So you try and burgle the pitch and leave it with no forced entry, so that when the pitch is coming out, they couldn't find any forced entry, you know what I mean? So that's what it was like. So if you could get that, no forced entry, that was even better. And with the sensor sprayed up inside, keyhole that come out, check inside, see it's cush, and then fuck off. You leave it in a one and dive in. Scalp the place. That's what you do, you scalp it. Just people walking by, you know. Young hoodlums. Aye. So that's what our graft was. Cut and dial. So I'm getting a beep up some of the lads. They might pull run and give us another beep. Oh, yes, they're pulling run. I wonder who it is. Aye, sure. They're coming round. thought they had turned in the street, I turned on the back lane, come down the back lane, come out this little lane where I normally gone into. I haven't, I must be gone to someone's can there. Aye. So where was I? Burgling. Yeah. So cutting direct alarms. Now that was... The direct alarms come in, so... When I was first started, right, burgling properly and all that, we did have to start dealing with direct alarms. Right, so... We would just like that, like this, yeah, like that green thing there, see that there? Well, you deal with that, you know what I mean? And that would deal with your direct alarms, or you can into something like that, right? Because you'd lip that up and cut the wires in that, right? And that's how you deal with the direct alarms years ago. Yeah. But then they got the Wi-Fi, the bloody signal one. You know what I mean? So, in order for to slow the direct alarm down, what we used to do was, right, to do a smash and grab on the shop is we'd ring the fucking shop number. Right? We'd ring the fucking shop number, and it would be ringing, and it would fucking do the smash and grab. As soon as the alarms went off, the alarm would gone off on the fucking phone and all that, and it would gone off for about 40 seconds or something. Hey!
Paddy wants to know what you've got to say, Bruno. What's going on?
What's going on with Pat?
Aye, reckon you do you in the street now, you have to be saying.
Pat who?
Paddy Conroy.
Of course, Paddy Conroy dies in the street now.
Would he?
Have you ever seen Paddy Conroy fight?
I will granny when you sell tickets.
Told you they turned round, didn't they? They're all run charming. They're good lads. That busy didn't like the look of us, just put my staring at us. Didn't know why. Oh. This is what he does, he talks to us. So, I'm gonna hang up. Whoa, go on, son. What's up, son? Yeah, jump up. I'm gonna hang about for a bit, see if any more people come round. But you're alright. So they'll put me on their Facebook there or something. Aye. Aye, they will. Sounds good to me. Good lads. I got some canny footage there, like, gotta see it. Well, I've had this camera rolling for 2 hours now. So I'm talking about burgling and all that. Burgling. and getting into crime and all that for me, because I couldn't read, right? I found all my self-esteem in crime because I didn't need it. I didn't need to learn how. I didn't need to learn how to read if I was doing crime and all that business, you see. So what I done was I learned at school. I learned better at school. And then I learned how to burgle. I learned how to burgle. And then I learned how to steal cars. And then I was learning how to rob. And it was just a progressive thing for me. It was never about robbing for drugs. And no, when I first started stealing, I used to steal for sweets. That's what I started stealing for, sweets. Well, that's me battery gone doing that. My lower power mode just come up. Got 20% left. Let's see. Oh, that busy didn't like the look of me there. Proper eyeballing us. Well, you're allowed to film in a public place, aren't you? So I hope that was one of my subscribers there, like. But showing cars years ago. My favourite tool was an 18-inch wrench, 18-inch wrench. And a little Stanley screwy. And I could chow just about any car with them two things. With the Saabs and Saab turbos and all that, you'd have to use a slide hammer on them. A lot of people use slide hammers on them. I never ever used a slide hammer. I never chowed one either. I never come across one to chow one. On the northeast of England at the time, the joyriding, right, it was hard to get the fasties, but there was always fasties outside the shaft to whoever you need. Someone would come back with a shaft with a fastie and give it to one of the best drivers there, and he would kill it and all that. Take loads of scatters in it, you know. But you'd have to hunt high and low for a fastie. So when I got older and I started grafting down the road, so I done a lot of burgling down the road and that, you know. There's another one with a car. No, it's not me. Yeah, it is, aye. Aye, so when I went down the road and when I went to Blackpool for the first time, robbing, I couldn't believe it. I was like a kid in a sweet shop with all the fasties. I come back with golf valvas, GTI valvas, GTE valvas, SRIs, Cozzies, come back, RS turbos, XR2Is, XR2s. Oh yeah, man, it was great, man. It was great to steal cars. It was just a big car park full of them. Wait. More. Right. So that's when I towed loads of cars then. Loads. I was up and doing the road in cars. I had them parked up all over the place, doubled up. Because it was dead easy to double up a car back then. You know, and it didn't matter what part of the country you were in. If you got stranded and that, you could always tow a car, double it up, fill it up with petrol first. Then you'd run out with the petrol, double the car up, park it up for a few hours, and then gone home. Only thing was, for the likes of me, if I'm stuck doing Torquay somewhere or something, right, then I can't read, so how do I get from Torquay to Newcastle in a car on one tank of fuel? Oh, it was hard work, but somehow I would remember the numbers, and I knew what north. I could read North, and I could read Newcastle, I could read Sunderland, but that was about it. North and South I could read, but I could remember the numbers better. So that's how I done it. I couldn't even tell you what the streets were on German at one time. No one now. Because I couldn't read. Yeah, so towing cars was easy. The easiest car to tow back then were Vauxhalls, because all you needed was a screwy. No, I would say no, Fords were as well, because all you needed was a screwy and like the heat of a hammer to tow, because at the end of a barrel of a Ford, because a lot of people used to just snap them with a wrench, snap the barrel with a wrench, and then stick your screwy and turn it and all that. But when you were ringing them and all that, you didn't want to do that much damage. You wanted to be able to put them back together, so you wouldn't rip the plastics off and stuff like that. Only when you're joyriding them. So, you know, on a Ford, at the end of the barrel, you've got like a box. Like on Astras and Vauxhalls, there was a black plastic one, but on a Ford it was aluminium. So you just bang that off with your screwdriver. You have to put your screwdriver on the nut bit, bang it off with your hammerhead, and it would just pop off. And then you'd leave a little hole, and you'd stick your screwy in, and you would pull the guts out the ignition barrel, and that would take the exterior knock off. And then you just stick your screwy in the cap that you just knocked off the box, turn it, kick the car over. No, things got a bit more complicated, because some of these high performance cars and all like that were torn, right? They had cut out switches, so if you come across a Cosy or an RS or something, you could guarantee it had a cut out switch, you know. So what you'd do then is you'd bypass the cut-out switch, but it would leave you with no lights and no indicators, you know. So you'd gone from a light to your battery to the coil, and that'd bring your ignition lights up, right? So you'd have the barrel and the steering knock off, but you'd have to bump the car if it was a petrol. The high performances were always petrol then, back then. They weren't diesel like they are now, that now. You know, they were that's what it was like. So, but if it was a diesel, you could start it from the starter motor with your screwdriver, just put it up against two nuts, and that'd start. You'd start the car from the diesel engine, from the engine. You know, but the petrol, you'd have to bump it. So that was the thing with some of them. And then once you got them so far away from the graft and all that, you'd be able to deal with the cut-out switch and find it and sort it out. But it was dead easy stealing cars back then, man. And you got etched windows. That was a pain in the arse. That was the first pain in the arse I come across with my car ringing career. Etched windows. They were honest, they were. They brung it on top. Get the sassy numbers off, and the engine number off, the sassy number off, and put new ones on, and it's costly. There's good money in it. And I was only young, so, but, you know, it is what it is. Well, lads, I've hung about enough now. It's getting late, so I'm gonna nash him. Getting cold. So, speak soon. And I hope tonight's been entertaining. It's 2 hours, 10 minutes. This video's lasted for. Them now I'll upload it all as it is, but I might do. Later, lads, lasses, ta-ra.